It's been almost a year since I last tested out a Salomon S slab shoe, and that was when I took their new S slab Pulsar 3 out for a spin around to Hiddy Woods, and I enjoyed every minute of that run. A great performing shoe, but today we're taking a look at their latest S slab offering, the very much anticipated S slab Ultra Glide, with its very unusual looking and innovative midsole design. So let's jump in, give you a few facts and figures about the shoes, and then I'm going to be lacing these bad boys up and taking them out for their first run. And I am very excited about this one. Welcome back, folks. Hope everyone is fit and well out there. Thanks for tuning in again. I'm Lloyd Purvis and this is Run4Adventure. So we are fresh back from the National Running Show up at the NEC in Birmingham, and what a fantastic time we had. It was awesome speaking in the Harrier Trail Running Zone again, and I just want to say a huge thanks to everyone who gave up their time and came to listen to myself and Liga talk about all the incredible adventures we had in 2024. I've also got to say a big thanks to anyone that came up to us during the show to say hi. It's always great going up to the show because we meet so many of our wonderful viewers, and everybody's always so positive about the channel. We come back all fired up to produce new content. So a big thanks to everyone. But back to the shoes in question. I've got to start with a bit of an apology because it's been a bit late bringing you our S slab Ultra Glide content, because for some weird reason here in the UK, the shoe has been under embargo. So I've only just now been able to upload our first impressions video, but we're here now, so let's get on with it. First up, we have to talk all about price, because Salomon's latest trail running offering doesn't come cheap. Now, Salomon's S slab products tends to be their sort of highest performing range that really pushes the boundaries of running kit and running shoe design and innovation. And the new S slab Ultra Glide is no exception to that, but it does come at a price. So they actually retail here in the UK for a pretty hefty £230. As far as weight goes, my pair in a UK 10 tips the scales at 326 grams, so not the lightest trail running shoe either. But when you take into consideration this deep stack of soft cushioning we get in the midsole, and the fact that the shoe has been designed to run long distances, I suppose that weight isn't too bad. The upper is very S slab like, so we've got a quite thin sort of gusseted tongue design, which actually incorporates Salomon's quick lace system. So no standard sort of running shoe laces here. We've got this cord system. You pull that down nice and tight around your midfoot, and then you just slide that plastic lock-in mechanism down. Once you're locked into the shoes, just tuck the cord into the mesh pocket that's situated at the top of the tongue there, and then you are ready to go running. What I've found over the years is Salomon's quick lace system is a kind of love it or hate it thing. I've actually always got on well with it, and actually works pretty good for me. It's a very similar story when we take a look at the ankle collar and the heel cup, and I would say there's a moderate to thin level of padding there. And we've got this very interesting double layered mesh construction, with the outer mesh being almost transparent. Everything looks to be finished off with real good sort of attention to detail, like it is with most Salomon S slab products. And we've got some overlays working up the center of the heel there, around the quick lace system and wrapping around the toe box. And then it's all finished off with a decent toe bumper for on-trail protection. And finally, flipping them over, you can see we've got this nice chunky 4mm lug design on the Contour Grip rubber outsole. But more importantly, we've got this sort of crazy wave geometry running along the shoe. And this is what first caught my eye when I saw the new S slab Ultra Glides way back last year at the UTMB Expo, because I've never seen a trail running shoe looking like this, and it got me all intrigued. What was it about? And Salomon actually call these their relief sphere technology, and these have been specially designed to diffuse pressure and to break down repeated underfoot impact for enhanced long distance comfort. This is one of the main reasons I've always admired the Salomon brand, because you know, they're not scared to think outside the box when it comes to running shoe innovation and design, and that's what makes the brand so exciting. And I've really been looking forward to running in these for a long time now, and if it runs as good as it looks, we should have a pretty decent run out there today. But I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's get these on my feet and let's hit the trails. So the shoes look nice and pretty now, but we've had a lot of rain over the last few days here in Cornwall, so I'm not sure they're going to look like that at the end of the run, but let's go and get them muddy. Okay, so we're 2.5 miles in. We've started up on the North Cliffs. We're going to do a real sort of mixed bag of terrain today. So it might look lovely out here. We've got blue sky and it does look incredible, but there is a cold, chilly wind blowing. And if you stop for any period of time, you get cold very quickly. But like I was saying, we've had a lot of rain over the last few days here in Cornwall. It's pretty muddy, pretty boggy out here. And I've been really surprised with the level of traction that this 4mm lugged outsole has given me. I thought I might struggle today, but it's actually working really well. So we're going to carry on back on the North Cliffs, and then we're going to duck into Tahiti Woods so we can get on some even muddier trails. We can get on some nice sort of slippery rooted trails as well, and give the new Salomon S slab Ultra Glide a thorough testing. Happy to report the legs are feeling pretty good today. So I've been nursing a few niggles over the last couple of weeks. One in my left knee, one in my right hip. Nothing serious, but just been nagging away. But I got in to see my brilliant sports massage therapist, Kate, yesterday. Oh my God, the difference is massive. Everything feels loose. The legs are working properly again. So something I definitely recommend trying to work in some regular treatment from an experienced sports massage therapist. I've been doing that for about 15 years and it's definitely what's kept me running and kept me as niggle free as possible, so definitely worth thinking about. Right, we are back and the run is done. 8.1 miles, so pretty good distance in a brand new shoe straight out of the box. And I've got to say it was nice when we ducked into Tahiti Woods, getting a bit of shelter from that cold wind. It was kind of perfect running conditions, but a real good test for the shoe. We've had pretty much every type of underfoot conditions you could think of. Compacted trail, loose trail, rocky trail, plenty of wet, slippery mud to deal with as well. And the shoe performed really good. I realised I forgot to mention about sizing. So I'm not sure about you guys, but I tend to find that most Salomon S slab shoes size a bit small. So I went up half a size to a UK 10, whereas I'm a UK 9.5 in most brands. So Brooks, Nike, Saucony, Ultra, Topo, Reebok, Puma, 9.5 in all of those. But this UK 10 is fitting just right with ideal length in the toe box. And I'd say for an S slab Salomon shoe, it's got pretty good width in the toe box as well. But I'm going to grab some warm clothing on, and then we're going to get back to the studio and we'll wrap this video up with a quick conclusion. Okay, so I've given them a quick clean because they did get pretty muddy out there by the time I'd finished the run, and I just couldn't stand seeing the shoe like that. My poor, beautiful new shoes. It's only a quick clean. I'll give them a more thorough clean later, and I actually spent the first sort of mile and a half dodging or stepping around the muddy puddles, which I know is totally ridiculous, and I actually give it up in the end and they got nice and muddy. Funnily enough, up at the National Running Show, we were given a Jason Mark footwear cleaning kit, and it actually has this nice soft bristle brush that's perfect for cleaning running shoes. So they're looking a lot better now, and the S slab Ultra Glide performed well out there today, and I've always got on well with the Salomon fit, and it's no different in these. So they gave me that nice secure fit around my midfoot, which is really important in our trail running shoes, and a good hold in the heel. Although I did have to play around with this quick lace system at the beginning of the run just to get it set up right. I had to work that cord system up from the bottom, get out any slack so that I got that nice secure hold around my midfoot. The good thing is, once I got it set up right, it didn't work loose throughout the run. So all in all, seemed to work well for my foot shape. But I would recommend going up half a size, especially if you're planning on using the S slab Ultra Glide for long training runs or ultra marathons. As well as this upper fitting well, it felt nice and comfortable out there today. So even though we've got that sort of thin gusseted tongue design, I had no issues with that quick lace cord system digging into the top of my foot when I pulled the laces down tight, and the ankle collar and the heel cup felt nice and plush. So I'm pretty sure if I decided to go longer, run more miles, I wouldn't have had any issues. So there was no early signs of rubbing or niggles or anything like that, which is always a positive thing when it's your first run in a brand new shoe. As far as the crazy looking midsole goes, well, I'm really happy that Salomon decided to go with a 6mm heel offset. That tends to be my sort of go-to offset when I'm using shoes in long races. Obviously, we get a lot of midsole on this shoe, but it still felt nicely balanced on the trails and also pretty responsive. When I picked up sections of more compacted trail or tarmac, I could really notice that core of Energy Foam Plus and seemed to deliver a good level of energy return. Maybe not as bouncy as I thought it was going to be, but I still really enjoyed the feel and the ride of this dual compound setup in the midsole, and I could see it working well for long distances. I've got to be honest, I'm very happy that Salomon didn't choose to jump on the carbon plated bandwagon when they brought out the new S slab Ultra Glide. I'm still not convinced that we need a stiff carbon plate in our trail running shoes, especially when we're using it for, say, long races, so 50k, 50 miles or even 100 miles. Don't get me wrong, maybe the pros do benefit from a carbon plated midsole with the speed that they're moving at over the trails, over those types of distances, but for us mere mortals and for me, the pace I'm moving at the end of a long ultra marathon, I'm pretty sure a carbon plate isn't going to make a lot of difference. And because there's no plate in that midsole, the shoe does feel a little bit more forgiving, and even though we've got this deep stack of cushioning in that midsole, I still felt pretty grounded and stable on today's run, even when I picked up more technical sections of trail. And I think that comes down to the fact that we've got this cradle of slightly firmer standard Energy Foam, and we've been sunk down nice and deep into that midsole. So we've kind of got this guide rail system. But I also think a lot of it comes down to the fact that we haven't got that stiff, rigid plate worked into the construction. I could definitely feel the relief spheres on the bottom of the shoe, and I don't mean in a bad way, I just knew they were there. However, I'm not sure today's run was long enough to really test out those claims that Salomon are making about this innovative outsole design. So definitely going to be lacing them up again soon, taking them out for a much longer run, because I'm very interested to see how this wavy geometry on the outsole handles longer distance. But all in all, it was an enjoyable first run in Salomon's new S slab Ultra Glide. However, I think the jury is still out on whether they are worth their rather hefty £230 price point, and I think I definitely need to get some more miles in them first before I can answer that question, because it's a lot of money to spend on a pair of running shoes. So watch this space. I'm going to clock up some good mileage in the new slab Ultra Glides, and then we'll be back on the channel with a full in-depth review. So there you have it, folks, the long-awaited first run in Salomon's latest performance trail running offering, the slab Ultra Glide. Such a great looking shoe, but we all know we should never buy running shoes on looks alone. But it'd be great to hear from you, folks. You know, if you've purchased a pair, you've done a few runs in them, what are you thinking? You know, are you enjoying the fit, feel and performance? Do you think they're worth every penny of £230? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Really hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you found it helpful. Don't forget, if you have, to like, comment, share and subscribe if you haven't already, as it is a really big help to the channel. If you have subscribed, then thank you very much, but don't forget to hit that bell icon, because then you'll be notified when we upload any new content and you're not going to miss any future videos. You can also follow us on our other social media platforms, whether it be Instagram, Facebook or Strava. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. It's really appreciated. We'll be back on the channel very soon. And as always, stay safe and keep on running. We are fresh back from the National Running Show up at the NEC in Birmingham. What a fantastic time we had. Always good to go up the show. Go up the show? No. Weight-wise, my pair in a UK 10 tips the scales at 236 grams. No! Even though we've got that thin gusseted tongue design, I had no issues with that squick lace system.